I'll cut to the chase. We have three dead men in the morgue, two of which were a pair of well-established dealers in Westport, and the other was Westport PD's most decorated officer. There's approximately 100 grand's worth of drug we know nothing about circulating the street. We need answers before the entire department is brought under scrutiny.
It all started with the drugs. There's a case usually is in Westport. It was the first time Darren took me on a drugs bus since we were partnered. About 3 weeks ago. Sorry, the past week's been a rough one.
We've all been in your shoes, officer, at your own pace.
Darren had arranged for us to buy some cocaine from a contact that was linked to us by an informant of his. Only it wasn't cocaine he was selling. It was this new shit. Any recorded overdoses yet?
9 in the past 5 days, but those are the only ones we know of.
We met the dealer, Goddard, at his flat. We were just about to flip from buyers to officers and arrest the bastard when Harris came to visit Goddard. I never met him before that day, but him and Darren had some serious history. The moment he saw Darren inside Goddard's flat, the crackhead flipped. Exactly what happens next is hazy. It was so sudden. I remember Harris lunged straight for Darren, only to get immediately knocked out by him. Harris cracked his skull on the way down. He was dead by the time we checked on him.
You mean to say that one of Westport's finest officers not only killed the first man, but also had clear links to organized crime?
Not just the first, but it makes sense now, doesn't it? The most esteemed policeman in the city with the highest drugs used per person. How do you think he made it there in the first place? He must have had some unique insider knowledge to do what he did.
There are always suspicions in the department, but that's something the public is not going to like hearing.
The public didn't see him smother an unarmed man with a plastic bag. Harris was accidental, but the moment Darren saw that he was dead, he didn't even give Goddard a chance. But a minute after Goddard stopped convulsing, he wiped the flat without Prince in the blink of an eye, and we left at the back exit. He tells me to keep quiet, that most hands in the force are filthy with corruption, who would leap at the chance to take good men down. I told no one.
Well, someone talked. When we investigated, a source said they saw two people who were clearly plainclothes officers leave Goddard's block late afternoon. Granted, this source is known to be an addict, so that statement is easily disregarded.
We met up later the next night, under the pretense of getting our stories straight. He had no plans for that. He tried to pull a gun on me, but the old bastard finally made a mistake. I saw him hesitate as he drew. I took the only chance I'd get. You know the rest.
Not quite. The drugs and the money in Goddard's flat. Do you see if Darren took any for himself?
No. There's no way you could have carried any decent amount of it out without a backpack or a suitcase. It will be in an unknown third party's possession at this point.
Well, Lee, you've acted with exemplary bravery, and your actions have surely saved Westport PD a public relations nightmare. So on that end, you have all our thanks. This nightmare is far from over, and there's still loose ends that need clearing up. I know for a fact that most rookies wouldn't have made it to the end of the week in your shoes, and you've made a decision that would have shook most people to the core. I know I could count on you to do what needed to be done, officer. Darren's views on corruption would have brought the place down to its knees. Now we've got over 100,000 pounds worth of a drug the public are positively gasping for circulating the street from some cesspit. How about we make some proper arrests? Darren always asks too many questions. I know I won't have the same problem from you.